Nesse tipo de ação, no geral, a gente não tem feito nada sem que...
In this type of action, we have not done anything without the opinion of the population.
Eu acho que é isso que faz o diferencial nesse processo. E, além disso, quer dizer, como você...
The construction of this partnership is what makes this process different, and it is how you build a process of land regularization differently. So far, few people have noticed that this process is a significant change of paradigm.
Já não está de barrigão.
O reconhecimento desse direito, dessa questão da igualdade de gênero, a equidade de gênero, é extremamente importante.
The recognition of this right and this question of gender equity is extremely important for the work to be done. We will have a special methodology using an instrument to guarantee equity, and we will use other instruments to evaluate what really happens during the process.
One key feature of this new approach is a local committee.
Outro aspecto importante para destacar.
It is important to emphasize the formation of the local committee from the beginning of the process of land regularization.
A presença das comunidades no comitê local e o comitê local.
The presence of the community in the local committee is important, and it is how the committee knows about the importance of the community. Without it, the process does not go forward democratically.
Exatamente em função do fato do processo ele ter uma série de conflitos que serão suscitados no decorrer da sua execução.
Many conflicts will arise during the implementation. The local committee will have a key role. It is essential to solve these conflicts, and the committee will be responsible for all the phases of planning and monitoring the implementation, and for the most important decisions, especially those about the choice of instruments to be used. And everything that is related to the question of gender will be decided by the committee.
Nós hoje temos, além de comitê local, onde estão vários agentes, nós temos agentes e governos locais.
Today, we not only have a local committee with many agencies of local government, we have an international committee that will meet every 2 months. And from the process experienced by the local and national organisations, we will have the opportunity to talk and exchange experience with the international committee.
Another critical feature is the way residents are expected to play a key part in the process.
We are the ones that are being trained by Espacio Feminista. It makes us stronger.
A questão do plano diretor foi importante assim, porque eu particularmente não tinha muito conhecimento, né? E foi mais.
The master plan was important because I had little knowledge about it. It was a way to enrich my knowledge and then transmit it to the women of the community. This was something innovative. We are insisting on the question of gender and the participation of women. We are the agent of the process. Before, I used to pass information on, but I was not confident on what I was conveying. Now it is easier for me to be more confident, to convey things to my community and to help my community. We have the interest to capture the knowledge and get the women together and tell them what we learned and to clarify any doubts. And when we can't clarify them, we go after the person who can. This capacity building over this time has strengthened us, politically, socially and historically, because this is a historic process. We are going to participate and say what we want and what we don't want. That is why it is very important to be there with them in the process of constructing.
Todo esse processo se gera conflitos.
All these processes generate conflicts, and some conflicts can be mediated in the community and some cannot. For those that can be mediated in the community, the government has asked us, as leaders, to carry out this role. Each leadership is something of a doctor, something of a lawyer, something of a mediator.
Local residents, women and men, can play a much greater part in achieving land security because of the support built into the process.
Eu represento a Fundação Joaquim Nabuco.
I represent FUNAJ, a research institute set up over 60 years ago. It has supported the work of Espacio Feminista in the process of land regularization over the last 2 years, and in the socio-economic survey of the families in Ponte do Maduro.
Eu sou advogada e integro a equipe do Espaço Feminista.
I am a lawyer who is part of the Espacio Feminista team doing technical and legal work to prepare the women to participate actively in the process of land reform.
O processo de empoderamento de alguma dessas mulheres é o que faz e que nos dá energia.
The process of empowering some of these women is what gives us the energy to go on fighting. We are going to watch and measure this process of empowerment. We are going to use the matrix and the instrument of evaluation to measure the process of empowerment.
The promise of land security for Ponte do Maduro is long overdue. But in Recife, there is much else to do. The population continues to rise. Many other communities do not have land rights. And the World Cup arrives in 2014. The community of Ponte do Maduro will need all the skills and the resources it can get. What happens here matters. It matters to other communities in Brazil and beyond.
Então, a partir dessa evolução jurídica e social do Brasil, a gente acha, a gente entende, a gente vê isso, quer dizer, o conhecimento da comunidade internacional.
From this social evolution in Brazil, we are pleased to see the acknowledgement of the international community. From this, we can exchange experience with other nations and focus on the city with different eyes.
Consciência dos avanços que nós tivemos em termos.
We are aware of the advance in terms of its legal significance in Brazil, but it also gives a different meaning to the fight. We are here simply fighting for the possession of Santo Amaro. We recognize and understand the meaning this fight will have, including the support for women fighting in other places.
Até do que nós já passamos na época que as casas eram de madeira, que existia
We already had this experience when the houses were made of wood and there was mud running outside. And we see the situation in other countries with women fighting like us. This process makes us stronger. We are living to make the women stronger and say that we need to go on in this process. We also need to take our strength as an example to these other women.
Essas parcerias, pela forma como elas foram construídas, elas valorizam de uma forma única o processo que a gente está vivenciando. Elas trazem...
This partnership gives a unique value to the process we are part of. It not only has international repercussions, but above all, human and qualitative support to everyone who is involved.
Para todo mundo que está envolvido aqui, essa aproximação para colocar.
We have to bring from the community all the tools to regularize according to Brazilian legislation.
Para a gente isso é uma experiência riquíssima nos dois sentidos.
For us, this is a very rich experience in two ways. Bringing the experience from other countries to our process and informing other organizations what is happening in Brazil and in this community.
O empoderamento das mulheres, a consciência.
It gives us great pleasure to see the awareness of young women who have very well articulated discourse, very aware of the importance of the work and the potential that they have.
Então, abriu esse horizonte para mim, principalmente nesse ponto.
So this new horizon was opened to me, and today I feel that I am a leader in my community, well prepared and able to sit at the table and discuss any plan that would benefit my community.
Essas mulheres, elas são todas vitoriosas.
These women are all winners. All the women who are part of the process but have already gone, and those who continue, and most important, those who are still part of the process.
E agora vamos para a Conceição.